Mother twists the story to get fake sympathy points from Reddit. Daughter makes her own post to set the record straight. I told my sons I wish I had never given birth to them. I don't regret it, and I don't feel bad. I don't care how many times you come to my door to apologize. I let them and their father bully me for years, call me all kinds of names. How they reject every present I ever bought them because it wasn't brand new or super expensive, despite me having to go hungry sometimes to even afford what I could get them. I come to their father's house one day to say happy birthday, but they ignore me. I tried to give them a hug, but I got pushed away. Their father told me to stop annoying them on their 16th birthday for God's sake. I got them both Nintendo Switches for their birthday, and I set my carefully wrapped present on the table, and they opened it last. When they saw it, they said, "Really, that's it?" I looked confused and asked, "What's wrong? Was it the color this time? Or maybe they expected games too." "No one effing plays Nintendo, you effing dinosaur," they said. Dinosaur. You guys never texted me. I didn't know what you wanted, and I know you broke the one you shared, so I got you both your own. I told them. They set the presents I had to starve myself for on the table, and everyone went inside for the cake. I finally realized they don't care. They really don't care. Why does it take me years to realize I don't know? But I do know. I took the Switches and headed for the door. Their dad stopped me and, in front of everyone, said, "Hey, where are you going? You're leaving your kids on their birthday. Let her go. It won't make a difference," one of my boys said. Everyone laughed. Everyone effing laughed. I started to tear up, and my son's aunt told me to stop being a big baby and hold the phone for pictures. I got angry, and I yelled in front of everyone. I hate you all. I'm tired of this family using me and using my trauma against me, making me feel effing small because I'm not rich and spoiled. I have done nothing but love this family. But because I'm built like a child, I can't sit with the adults. No one came to my birthday. Why should I be here? No one cares about me, but y'all won't bat an eye if I effing unalive, would you? Then I looked my boys straight in the eyes and said, "I hate you both. I wish I never effing had you." Ran out to my car and left. I blocked them all. The next day, I heard a knock on my door and saw my son's father. He begged me to come to his house and talk to our kids. He says they're so sorry. Yet I have never heard this come out of their mouths, so I am not interested. That was 3 days ago, and ever since, he comes to my door and asks me to forgive them, but I won't. I don't think I can. Sorry for any errors. I was kind of shaken up. Their father left an hour ago, so it's still on my mind. You, Hollis for $1 found a comment from the son's aunt mentioned in this post. Do not believe her BS. I am the sister of the father in the post, and all of this is a lie. And this is not how this went down. Mia, stop lying to my family. You know this is not true, hence why you deleted your account. I am trying to upload my side, but TOFC is not letting me, but please believe me, she is lying. This is a throwaway, by the way, so that's why I can't post. A few weeks later, the daughter she never even mentioned in the post made her own post. From you, throwRAdontbealarmed. I hate my mom and how she convinced thousands of people that she was the victim. This is going to be long, but please bear with me. I am no longer in contact with my mom because of years of abuse, manipulation, fear-mongering, and hatred. I was conceived through a one-night stand. Jane couldn't get in contact with the guy, so she carried and raised me as a single mother until she met someone. And God, did she let me know about it. She made sure to tell me how unwanted, unlovable, and disgusting I was. She admitted to neglecting me as an infant and toddler and how she would essentially have screaming matches with me. When I was 5, she met William, and they fell in love. They got married within a year, and William adopted me after his twin sons. John and Oscar were born. I was 7. Their relationship moved very fast, and I believe it caused a lot of turmoil. I truly believe the pregnancy was to trap William, but that's speculation and opening a whole can of worms. During the pregnancy, Jane would have tantrums about having twins, how she only wanted one and how she'd only loved the first one that came out. This was a new side to her that William hadn't seen before, and he shut it down quickly. Well, she kept her promise and only gave attention to Oscar. John was completely neglected by her other than to feed. She had intense PPD, and that's not her fault, but what matters is how she handled it. She refused to get help and claimed PPD. PPP is for insane and bad mothers. At some point, when the boys were a year or so old, she was admitted to the hospital for having intense thoughts about hurting herself or others. She was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and PPP. She spent 5 months in a hospital or mental health facility. For those 5 months she was gone. I have never felt so much love from another person in my life. Bearing this in mind, I was just 8. All I had known was yelling and emotional abuse. When she got out, both sides of the family had a big sit down and told her their expectations. It was all doable: go to therapy, take her medications, and they made her a list of emergency contacts who she could call if she was feeling it all a bit too much. She had a support system in place, but she didn't use it. We moved out when William got home and found me at age 11 trying to cook dinner for my brothers. Except Jane had turned the gas and electric off as punishment. Jane had locked herself in the bathroom and wouldn't come out because John was upset. Remember, she hates John. She had also thrown a ton of stuff around in a fit of rage because I said she probably shouldn't take Oscar to the shop if she can't walk straight. William packed our stuff up, and we left for his mother. Jane was not happy about that. When he found out she had thrown SHT around and at me, he was furious. He filed for divorce the following Monday. The court gave him full custody with mandated visitations from Jane. I remember crying myself to sleep when I found that out. We moved out of Grandma's house and into a nice flat, where we seemed to get our lives together. Other than the visitation, we were good. Until William got a new job and we had to move across the city. This set Jane off, who, up until this point, had been on mostly good behavior. We moved closer to William's sister and her family. They all knew about Jane, but we all tried to move forward. Things were good for a couple of years, but then I turned 16. The day after my 16th, I got a text from Jane telling me that she's moving out and that I need to pack up my stuff from my old room. I went stupidly and began putting things into piles. Jane just stood in the doorway and eventually began bawling her eyes out. She began apologizing for everything she had done and how she felt like a failure. This is when she told me about the emotional and verbal abuse she inflicted on me as an infant or toddler and how she blames herself for my numerous mental health issues. This was all leading up to her asking if I could ever forgive her. I said no. I said that she may feel guilty, but she's stuck in this cycle where she's abused the boys as well. She lost her effing mind and kicked me out. It got a little physical between us, and she ended up screaming that I'm no longer her daughter and how she's disowning me. When I got home, I told William everything. He was furious too, and he went to her place and arrived back home hours later with our stuff. I don't know what went down, and I don't want to. We filed a police report. I had scrapes and bruises, and her mandated visits were lifted. A weight had been lifted off my shoulders. It was like this black cloud of negativity had finally eased up. I felt so much happier. I began to focus on school and my family without dreading having to see her. We couldn't get a row, but she kept her distance. She would send birthday and Christmas cards, but we never reciprocated. The boys know a bit about what went down, but William was very frugal with what he told them. He said he didn't want to inflict unnecessary emotional damage on them. Then, on their 16th, she shows up, which was weird because she never shows up to anything. I kept my distance and stayed in the kitchen, but I could still see and hear everything. I was shaking in fear and had to run to the bathroom at one point. She had bought them both Nintendo Switches. They both opened her presents last and both quietly thanked her. There were no insults being thrown around. No one said, "Let her go, it won't make a difference." The atmosphere was stifling. In fact, it was Jane who yelled and insulted her first. She called the twins ungrateful brats, and the second she stood up to yell, William and Auntie began to push her outside. As she was being pushed, she pointed at the twins and yelled, "You're both effing ungrateful, unlovable little C. And my biggest regret is not aborting you when I had the chance." The party was naturally ruined at this point, and the boys are both totally emotionally destroyed. William left at one point to go and talk to her because she had blocked William, but I don't know the specifics. It's been a few weeks since the incident, and the boys are both destroyed. Oscar has become a recluse, and John isn't eating. I'm furious. I'm sorry for making this so long. I'm just so mad, traumatized, and upset by the whole thing. Edit. Hi everyone. I'm just popping in to clarify some things that I've been receiving in my DMs and questions in the crossposts, because yes, I do read them. 1. I do have a Reddit account, but I only use it to post Sims 4 content, and I only subscribe to or follow subs of games I play. My second year of university has also been kicking my arse, so I haven't been online as much. I know her post got a lot of traction, but I didn't see it. Plus, it got deleted, so it's not going to pop up on suggested sub-posts Reddit is pushing. 2. I did hear about my mother's post from the THT podcast, hence the weird timing. I know it seems a little coincidental, but I promise this is all real. 3. I have zero ill will towards anyone who sympathized with my mother as they were going off her original post. I've gotten many people DMing me about it, and I just wanted to say that I totally understand why anyone reading the original post would think, what a SHT family. It did stink to read everyone siding with her, but there is literally no reason to be mad as that's all the information they had. Obligatory thanks for the support comment. I will be logging out now for my own sake. Thank you for watching the video.